So I'm staying at Hydronauts, which is a really nice place here on Koh Tao, right on the beach. I'm doing my RAID dive certificate course, which should be certify me open water up to 20 meters. Yesterday we had our first full day of training, where we went over the theory in the morning and covered some of our homework that we'd been given, and did some of the quizzes after that, just to test ourselves and make sure that we know what we're doing. After doing the theory, we had to do some tests in the water. We had to do a 200-meter swim and a 10-minute float slash kind of treading water, just to make sure that we are safe in the water without the scuba gear. Before lunch, we set up our scuba gear, made sure everything fitted correctly, and so that we already had our own gear assigned to us. Headed out for lunch. There's plenty of little things here. Some of the things are not great prices, but if you go for a quick look, you can find some really good prices still here, even though it's a tourist location, which is great. After lunch, we got our stuff that we'd already prepared and took it to the pool, where we learned to assemble the tank and the buoyancy, the BCD, on us, assemble it all together, and then disassemble it and do that all by ourselves, before learning how to get into the water with all our gear on, because obviously you want to be able to see and breathe and swim around once you're in the water, and be able to get the gear on without it all tangling, putting everything in the correct places, and you don't want to strangle yourself unless you're suicidal. In the water, we start to learn all the skills, and a lot of it's a bit hard because it's habitual skills you need to get used to. Like when you're diving, you cannot hold your breath, you need to be breathing out if there's nothing, if you don't have your thing in your mouth, so you have to always breathe out, whereas when you're just in the water swimming around, you usually are not breathing out, you're holding your breath, which is something different to get used to. Also, just the mouth breathing is very different, because you should be breathing through your nose. I breathe through my nose, so mouth breathing is just a bit different. Something to get used to. And then we went through all the different skills that we'll need for today, things like learning how to breathe, learning how to empty your mask when it's filled with water, and all the skills build up. Things like emergency, like practicing for a rescue. You need to learn about getting the water out of your breather when it is in there, because you don't want to be taking in water, and you need that for rescuing, whether it's helping someone else or helping yourself, when your tank or the other person's tank runs out of air, when I say it, because that would be a bad situation. But all the things build up, and great. We learn to take off all the gear in the water, put it back on in case there's some problem with that, doing buoyancy things, because that's very important to this course, and teach you all about getting proper buoyancy, doing that both with the equipment, but also doing it with your own lungs. It's very interesting, but great fun. I've got a great group, which is great, because sometimes you get put with bad groups, but no, this group seems great. We're all helping each other out, all working together in the water. There's one guy that used to be in a metal band, and twice yesterday you can do the screams for that. Twice yesterday you did a big roar. It kind of hypes you up and wakes you up, which is great fun. Just different people. It's great to meet different people. Through everything we have to do at the end of a dive, packing up and hanging up all of our equipment and washing it off. Obviously we didn't do that because we weren't actually in the seawater, just the pool water. We would have had to do, and what we will do tomorrow, or at least for you tomorrow.